Donald Trump swears that he's been taking hydroxychloroquine, but apparently not for much longer. He said yesterday, I think the regimen finishes in a day or two. Yeah, I think it's 2 days. 2 days. Because he totally takes it. It would be stupid if he did, but he totally does. It's done in 2 days. He's going to finish up in 2 days. The thing that he takes, he totally takes it. Anyway, the thing is, while Donald Trump is likely lying about taking a potentially harmful medicine that doesn't treat a disease that he doesn't have, others are taking it. And it has become sort of it's like a virtue signal by pill, I guess. On Tuesday, talk radio host and former Trump White House advisor Sebastian Gorka went further than Trump, announcing that he had been taking the drug in an attempt to avoid contracting COVID-19 for a month and posting a picture on his prescription bottle. Is it the miracle solution? Well, I don't know, since there's apparently no evidence that it cures it, and there's definitely no evidence that it prevents it. But he is taking it, and he's not the only one. I'm curious if you have any information about this individual, Michael. Representative Roger Marshall, a doctor and Kansas Senate candidate, said Tuesday that he and several family members are taking hydroxychloroquine in an attempt to ward off the virus. And again, there's no evidence that it wards off the virus.
No, Roger Marshall's a cool-looking guy, but it ends right there. I don't know, frankly, enough about why he'd be taking hydroxychloroquine. But, this is, we since the Jonestown massacre in the late 70s, the term drinking the Kool-Aid has been part of the vernacular. This is drinking the Kool-Aid. There are people that hear what the president's saying, and this is why it's so dangerous. This is why Lysol, when you go onto their website, tells you not to ingest it.
Yes.
This is why Clorox does the same thing, because people are morons. Now, there is also a desperation thing, which none of these people, like Gorka, like Marshall, like the president, should be susceptible to. I just watched An American Experience, which is the long-running PBS documentary series. This one was from 1997. It was about the 1918 pandemic, which the president continues to call the 1917 pandemic. But this was about the 1918 pandemic. And, of course, people were taking mixes of teas and castor oil and mashed up aspirin and salicylic acid and all these things to try and use it to ward off the influenza at that time.
Yeah.
People are going to do that. This is so different because there is intelligence about this drug, and the intelligence tells us don't take it for this.
Yeah, and doctors are trying. They're trying to tell people not to, but that has been countered by, Trump, who is one of the most admired figures in American politics. Lots of people will do what he says he's doing. And so they're taking it. And then you've got the Gorkas and all of that. But we've got even more. It's spreading because it's one thing to want to believe that this treats it, which apparently it doesn't, then to say, well, it probably wards it off, even though that doesn't even appear to be being tested at this point. Certainly no results have come out on that. But what if, in true snake oil fashion, it just treated everything? Well, we've got about a bit of that. So Michael Kudry, who is a sort of extremist fringe right-wing activist that, of course, Donald Trump has retweeted before, tweeted that he's been taking it for the past month with no side effects, actually feels great, and he feels like he has increased energy and higher mental clarity. His face is very plush and vibrant, likely because of the drug. So it's just generally a tonic that'll cure what ails you, everything. It makes you feel better. And look, it's one thing for some crazy on Twitter. What about a crazy on the news? Like Sean Hannity, who had this caller on his show. I heard about it on your show, Laura's show. I thought to myself, whoa. I asked my doctor about it, asked if I could try it. I could only afford half a prescription. He said, don't be impatient. You have to take it a while. Within 2 weeks, Sean, for the first time in 30 years, I was able to stand up straight in the morning. That's not a thing that it should help with, but Hannity was not put off by that, saying, wow, that's great. And the drug's been around for 65 years, tens of millions of doses. Best doctor on this is at Cedars-Sinai. He said the risk is nil. Now, the thing is, even if there is a doctor at Cedars-Sinai that says the risk is nil, that doesn't make the risk nil. There's risk to your health, to your sanity, apparently, since it can cause hallucinations and things like that, paranoia, and also could kill you. But Sean Hannity, who continually says it can't kill you, is having people call in and say that it makes your feet stop hurting and your hair grow faster.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what these are, and it's snake oil to people who don't need it, and there are people, of course, that do need it.
Yes.
But there's a reason that you haven't seen Dr. Fauci at one of these press conferences since May 4th. He's not been there since May 4th, which indicates, again, I mean, this is a continuing theme, right? This is the president distrusting intelligence. This is somebody who is on a task force. He's the head of the National Institutes of Health. This is the person you would want to trust because they do have the intelligence. But the president goes right ahead, takes this medicine, even though we don't believe he's really taking it, but says you should. And of course, they talk about the detriments being nil, but they also don't talk about the fact that the benefits are also virtually nil. So
exactly, or could come, but haven't been demonstrated yet, and that is not going to put these people off. So much so, like when I say that, like, it's, you alluded to the kool-aid, when I say it's like a badge of honor to say I'm taking this thing that has a high risk of injuring me, that has a potentially no upside. Other drugs that apparently have shown some promise in treating it, the cult of hydroxychloroquine are attacking those other drugs. So it went from, we just want there to be something, to now it has to be this. Don't talk to me about other drugs that might actually treat this, which is insane. The only thing more insane possibly is that it's gone now from them saying they take it to inspiring callers to take it, and now saying that it treats everything, basically, to, we have this. Daily Beast is reporting that members of a pro-Trump QAnon conspiracy theory, these QAnoners, have a home recipe for hydroxychloroquine that consists of steeping various fruit rinds, while the recipe's proponents claim that it would help people avoid big pharma fillers. The fruits suggested in the recipe, like grapefruit, could react dangerously with other medications. So they're making their own hydroxychloroquine. Right.
Well, that's what people did in the pandemic. That's what I was talking about. And that's always going to happen on the fringes. The problem is the fringes used to operate on the fringes, right? Now the fringes will tweet it out. Now they'll have a following. Now they'll have social media. And the fringes grow and grow. And that's the danger that the president flaunts all the time when he does these things.
Yeah. So this is one more step to what we said earlier, that they're taking something that isn't hydroxychloroquine, that doesn't treat the thing that they don't have.
Right.
But we're fake news, Michael.
Right. We're fake news. And why would you pay attention to the intelligence reports when they tell us that this isn't true?
Exactly.
For more political news, breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.